Hey everybody, we're here for a new episode of Five for Talking. I'm here with Caps, the captain of the show, Muscles Marinara, the Sauce Boss. And it's we haven't done this for a while. I mean, there's been some pandemic issues slowing down the hockey world. It's been a weird
Sucks.
like 3 weeks ish here, plus the holidays. So, you know, we'll
Yeah,
try to
I
catch
just I
up.
just hope that they don't cancel the season. I don't think they will, but
No, I don't think they're going
it
to.
just sucks, man.
But in fairness, I don't know whether you would take this as good or bad, but it seems like the NHL has been the most like safest league dealing with this. At least they think they are, because like the NFL and the NBA had no. They're saying there's no chance that they're stopping the season, and like hockey put a hold on it for a couple of days, and so I mean it could be looked at good or bad.
Yeah, there are so many people on protocol right now. So many canceled games. It's unfortunate for the fans that they can't, go watch the games. Well, in Canada, they can't. Um, but it's we're just gonna have to muscle our way through it, man. You're just gonna have to, just there's really nothing you can do. I just don't want to cancel the season because, the cap's supposed to go up next season. They're drawing revenue, and this just, delays everything. You know what I mean? Like
Weren't they on pace to have one of the most profitable
profitable.
years?
That I think that had to do with the fact that Seattle came into the league and merchandise was sold out.
Yeah,
And
they have like the highest selling every single thing in the NHL right now.
every single thing.
Yeah, like every single like item you could buy with a Kraken logo on it is like number one.
Yeah, and you want to see revenue, you want to see the sport grow, you want to see a team come to Quebec.
I
You know,
mean, I would
but
love to see it, but we're never gonna get it.
it's not going to happen. But I wish it does. I wish it would. But hopefully things go back to normal soon, and we can finish out the season. From my understanding, is just going to carry on until we finish the season. It's like if it has to go into June, July, then it'll go into June,
Now,
July.
let's just be honest. This is not going away.
You know
Um,
what? You know who this does benefit though? Guys that are injured and long term, and they actually have a chance to come in and get a few games and and actually compete. But
I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day. Just keep the hockey going. The gladiators must fight to please me. So we'll move on from to hockey news. Okay, so I guess I'll start with this. Tuukka Rask is coming back. Um, I tried looking up his timeline and came to the conclusion that nobody cares enough to have documented any of it. So this is what I have. He opted out, kind of retired, got released, came back, got injured, and then took a PTO, and now he's coming back to the team.
I look at this as not in terms of people caring, but I look at this as the same way as I look at Carrie Price in terms of we don't know what exactly is happening. We don't know when exactly he's coming back. And you're just going to have to take it day by day. Tuukka Rask is definitely an asset to the team. I think he won a cup with them, did he not?
No, that was Tim Thomas. He was
Is that Tim
there though. He was there.
But he was there, yes.
Yeah.
Um, and he can play at a high level. I could definitely say that they need him right now. They'll definitely need him right now. But yeah, we're gonna see how it goes. I guess we could just talk about Price, then, no?
I
Or do you
mean,
want to?
yeah, we might as well. So
Unless you
just
have your thing, if you want
no,
something to
no,
say,
that's fine
sorry.
because I have that here anyways. So that's good. So there's been for like a long time. There's been rumors going around that people have been asking about Carrie Price. But there's a bunch of news stories I saw today where Montreal is rumored to be willing to listen to them now. They're actually willing to hear what people are offering.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, you can listen. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make a deal.
No, but I mean
I
it's
mean,
better than it makes the rumors more legitimate.
yeah, okay. But when I look at Carey Price's cap hit, it's going to be tough. I only think there's only a few teams that could possibly make a deal for that contract. But at the same time, like there are so many teams that can't.
Yeah.
So there's only going to be a certain amount of teams that are able to
So
generate some sort of interest for him.
I know about two for sure that have been talking about it, and one of them is good because it's going to segue into another thing I wanted to talk about anyways. It's Edmonton and Colorado. And you're just going to say, how? Well, they have to retain 60% of the salary. And apparently, if this is true, what the stories were that I saw today, Montreal is going to be willing to carry cap if they do trade Carrie Price. Carry cap, Carrie Price. But I mean, I don't see Colorado working out. Maybe Edmonton.
Maybe Edmonton. I don't think, honestly, Campos, I really don't think Montreal is going to make a deal without a GM in place.
I don't think so either, but I think it would be foolish to pretend that it's not an opportunity to better your team, especially. So just before we change it, I'll just keep talking about Montreal for a second. Montreal, out of all the teams in the league, even without injuries, okay? When you look at their team as a piece of paper, when you saw what they did last year, even with no Price and no Weber, they should easily be one of the better teams in the NHL, and they are scraping the bottom. For them to even, when you look at the roster they have compared to Arizona, and you see how similar they are in the games played and statistical categories, it's embarrassing. And I feel like holding on to Carrie Price is not going to make you better. He's aging. You might as well get what you can for him. I'm not saying you have to trade him. I'm not saying he's bad or anything, but
I will argue. Okay, first and foremost, I agree with you 100% with your analogy of Montreal. They should be just as good as they were last year because they didn't really make a lot of changes.
no.
I mean, the only thing that they did was trade or give up Hakaniemi.
Yeah, but then who did they get back?
And they did get someone back.
Andrew N came back too.
Yeah. But the only thing I will argue with this on the fact that Carey Price, yes, he is aging. Yes, he's up and down. But when he's there, he immediately makes the team better.
100%. 100%.
I mean, look at last year. Like, he missed a lot of that time.
Does that team, in the direction that they're going, need a Carey Price, is my point. Like, they're not going to win a cup. Especially now that Weber is probably done.
Oh yeah, in terms of what you're seeing this year and way things are going, I agree
that's
with
my
you.
point, right? Like,
I
mean, you don't want to trade to Carey Price, but like at the point that your team is at, you're not going anywhere for the next 5 years, probably. So, do you really hold Carey Price?
Yeah, it's a very delicate situation. You don't want to push this guy to come back because of the fact that he's got
for sure
mental health issues, and
it hurts your wallet too. On top of the person.
That you're playing with fire there.
100%.
But in terms of, so if you were the GM, you would definitely consider trading him, man.
I would, and I would listen to every offer. It doesn't mean I would do it. Like, let's be honest. Carey Price is at 100% top goalie in the league. If not, he's top 3 for sure. Mm-hmm. He has been one of the best for every year he's been in the NHL. And he's going to, on a good team, you throw him on a team that really is just missing a goalie, like Colorado's not too bad in that. Kemper's all right, or Kemper, whatever his name is. Like a Minnesota would benefit crazy if you had a Carey Price. I mean, Talbot's not that bad either. Edmonton would. But at the point that he's at, he's more valuable to another team than he is to Montreal. And if you can get back first round picks and a prospect or another goalie or anything right at this point, because I just don't know where you go from here if you're Montreal or Carey Price.
Yeah, I would definitely listen to some options. But if I was the owner right now, the Montreal Canadiens, I would first get my front office in order, get a GM.
That's fair.
And then let the GM start making the deals.
That's fair. And there's rumors going around too that it's going to happen soon. So yeah, let's see. But I don't know. Who do you have anyone in mind to take the spot?
Oh, I was making a bet with someone the other day. I was saying that Patrick Waugh might be the GM, but it's all
You know
depends on
what?
him. Because
There's
you know what? It's so funny because now you just brought up something that I want to talk about, if you don't mind.
go
I
ahead.
think the Montreal Canadiens need to get with the times, and I don't mean, I don't want to offend the Montreal fan base, but in order to be a GM or the coach of the Montreal Canadiens, you have to speak French and first and foremost, and English. I think now is a time that you need to get the best qualified person, whether they know French or not.
No, you think?
I'm just saying
I know.
because
I agree with you
it's
100%.
it's like, come on, man.
You could just get him a translator if you want people to hear him and speak French.
It's
Like,
yeah, exactly. Like there are, like uh, you won't have. You're only going to have limited options if you're going to go that route.
no,
I
you're
mean,
right.
you need to. They need to wake up a little, man. Like it.
Well,
I'm
there's
saying
another team
that's just my
that
opinion.
was trying to hire a GM, and I'm not going to name names because I've completely slipped my mind at this point. But every single one of the contenders for it was a former player, and none of them have any experience at being a GM, and I was really shocked at it. But
That seems to be the phase these days. I mean, you got a lot of former players that are GMs now. You know, they start out as assistant GMs and then they end up getting a full time job as a GM, and that seems to be
hey, I'm not going to
the
knock
route
what
that
Steve
people's
Eiserman
going.
and
No,
Joe
no, absolutely
Sakic have
not.
done so far.
Even
So
Bill Garrett, man, with
yeah,
Minnesota. I mean, come on, like
yeah.
there's a lot of these guys are doing really, really well.
I agree. Okay, so I wanted to segue from the goalie thing when I said Edmonton because Edmonton apparently, well, we know about the struggles. We could talk about that too. I'll let you open that, but they apparently really want to get a goalie. And um, before I let you talk about it, Carrie Price is obviously an option if they could figure it out somehow. But what would you think about the Leafs trading Mrazek? In maybe and something else in order to get something that they need.
It's funny because myself, and Bargo talked about this before, and Bargo was really into the fact that he needs to get some playing time. He needs to get out there, get some playing time, and expose himself to the rest of the league so that the rest of the league can generate some interest. You can't trade him now. You can't.
No, for sure. But
If
I'm
you're
saying
thinking about
getting
trading him,
closer
you
to the
can't do it.
deadline as you approach
It definitely has to be closer to the deadline, but you need to seriously think about the fact that if this is the way you want to go, because once Mrazek's gone, it's full blown Campo, and you're only going to be able to get Woe in a few games. It's still, you still want to get to the top of the league, because if you're going to finish second or third, you're going to have to play either Tampa Bay or
is Mike
Florida.
Smith back?
Mike Smith was back and he played against Toronto.
So what if they traded? Oh, I don't know how much the contracts are, but what if the Leafs got back Koskinen or Smith in the trade? I mean, they're good enough to play a backup role, right? But I don't know. I believe Smith gets paid more than Mrazek does, which wouldn't help the Leafs.
Too.
Which would not help the Leafs.
I think Koskinen gets $2 million a year.
I mean, I would take that's what. How much is Mrazek for?
Mrazek's 3.8, and Koskinen is like so inconsistent.
I know, but you're just a backup goalie, right?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
I know. I was just an option, right? Okay, so they can get Carrie Price, which is a good thing. I would like to see that. Maybe Connor McDavid and Carrie Price finally get a cup. So what do you think about what's going on in Edmonton right now? Do you have anything to say about that, or?
It's very apparent that their forward depth is lacking. I thought it was at its best this year, but it's very apparent that
it's slowly like deteriorated.
It's something not clicking.
But also, we did talk about the rumors of the behind the scenes issues. Would you think that has any factor, possibility?
Up until this point, it's still rumors. I haven't heard really anything besides what I heard from you guys, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like I really haven't heard much. Um, but yeah, it. I, I think Ken Holland up to this point put the best team possible this year, but it just seems as though something it was working in the beginning of the year, but at the same time they were winning games like
Yeah.
6-5, 5-4. You know what I mean?
It's true. But we had this talk before where we were it's the same kind of thing that Vancouver did in the offseason, which was they replaced all their defensive type players with offensive type players, thinking it was going to fix their problems of not having good enough defense. And I don't,
Vancouver,
yeah, like just defensively. So Vancouver's doing good right now, since the
they
coaching
haven't lost a
change.
game yet,
No, they did lose. They lost
but
one.
they do. Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I guess
yeah, yeah.
I missed that.
It wasn't the last game. I think it was the game before.
Okay,
But
so then they're what, 7-1 or 8 and
I
1?
believe so. Yeah. They
That's
did great.
amazing.
I'm just saying, but a coaching change can make a big difference. We know that.
Yeah, but I knew I knew from the beginning that they had the talent to play very, very well. And I guess Bruce Boudreau's system fits well with the
Nothing against
roster right
Travis
now.
Green. Okay, I think he did a good job for
I
what
think
he
he did
did.
too.
But
I
you're
think he did
bringing in
too.
an all-time elite coach, replacing a guy who was his first coaching job. So it's like, you know what I mean? I'm not.
And it's not the first time this has happened. Look at Calgary. They brought in Brent Sutter, and they're doing amazing this year. Not Brent Sutter, Daryl Sutter. Excuse me.
There's a lot of Sutters,
There's a
so I
lot of
forgive you.
Sutters. So maybe a simple coaching change is what maybe Edmonton needs. I don't know, because right now the way Tippett is handling the Koskinen situation, it looks as though he lost Koskinen. Koskinen has kind of been bitter towards his coach or the way he's being treated in the last little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's a coaching change. Look what happened to Winnipeg. When you're there for a long time. Sorry for the segue, but Paul Maurice has been there for a long time, and I think he said it best that it's time for a new voice. And sometimes that's what a team needs. It happened with Chicago when Joe Quenneville left. Lindy Ruff, all those years in Buffalo.
So what do you think if they picked up Paul Maurice in Edmonton?
I wasn't even thinking about that, but that's, it all depends on what Ken Holland wants to do. Dave Tippett, when did he come into when was he hired by Edmonton?
I don't want to say number because I don't know, but I feel like it was 2 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because I wasn't sure if it was a year or 2 years. Maybe it's too soon. I don't know.
Who was the coach before him? Was it Craig McTavish?
It was not Craig McTavish. I have to.
Yeah, we would have to look that up. Let's not get into that.
I have to look it up.
No, I don't want to dig down a rabbit hole here of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. I fully understand it. And that works out for a lot of teams. Okay, do you have anything else here? Because I got to keep the segue train rolling.
Go ahead.
All right, so right now in the NHL, actually not right now, for about the last 2 months, the East has just been steamrolling everybody. And they're absolutely in full beast mode. The top 6 teams in the NHL are from the East, as well as there's 7 of them in the top 10. The other one is Pittsburgh. So you have Tampa, Florida, Washington, New York, Toronto, Carolina as well.
I'm not surprised.
Then Pittsburgh is also in the top 10. I think they're like 8th or 9th.
I am not surprised.
It's insane that.
Yeah, I think those teams are the teams that we pretty much picked, with the exception of maybe Philly
and Boston. We had a lot of faith in Boston.
Yeah, we got in crap for that.
I'm pretty sure we put New Jersey pretty high too. So, but I mean, we did a good job with that, and I think it's crazy.
Yeah, we knew that Tampa Bay was really good. They just got Kucherov back. Now you're going to start seeing the Tampa Bay that we all know. Yeah. But they were doing well already. You know what I mean? They had a slow start, and they had an amazing November, amazing December, and look where they're at. They're pretty much at the top of the league. Florida kind of dipped a little bit, but they're still.
Well, they're still in second place, I
Still in
believe.
second place, but they were steamrolling in the beginning of the season.
Well, they did have a coaching change out of nowhere, so I'll give them a little bit of the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. I mean, we all know how good Toronto can be.
I mean, they played well, especially given that they were
well.
missing a lot of players for a majority of the last little bit.
Yeah, we all know how good they can be. I think they're a couple of moves away from being exceptional, but we don't have to really get into that. Washington is by far the most surprising to me. They are amazingly good. Amazingly good.
Yeah, they look really like crazy good.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. We said it before. Ovechkin is having a career year. Carolina, and we've always said it. Carolina is an amazing team. They don't really have a lot of superstars that stand out, but they're just a force of nature. They are built well, coached well. Rod Brindamore, it's just amazing. It's disappointing that they don't get a lot of success in the playoffs, but and they lost their best defenseman too.
I mean, listen though, this is the thing. It's strange as it sounds, with the Islanders out of the picture right now, it's like a wide open race for the bottom of the playoff race for the East, and in terms of the playoffs, because in the last 3 years, the Islanders have been one of the best teams, and 2 years in a row they went to the conference finals against Tampa Bay. So, I mean, having them not be around is a huge opening for the second tier of teams in the East.
Yeah, we should be like halfway through the season right now.
It's almost.
We should be. No, we should be.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
What's going on, we're still only about 30, 33, 34, 35 games in. There's still a lot of time for there to be a lot of changes.
Yeah.
In terms of teams going up and teams going down. But it's very clear in the East which teams are very good and which teams are not. In the West, it's wide open.
Oh yeah, the West you have Vegas and Colorado and Minnesota, and then everything else is just and Calgary. Well, I'm not ready to settle on Calgary yet, but
you and I have said how good Colorado is, and we've never lost confidence in Colorado, even though they had a slow start.
How could you?
They're just too gifted, too talented, too skilled, and they're gonna do amazing. They are going to do amazing this year. So, I stand by my picks.
I think so too. I agree with that.
Chicago has probably been the most disappointing.
Yeah.
Well,
Fleury is another option to move, by the way.
There you go. Fleury is another option.
Apparently, Edmonton is interested in trying to get Fleury.
That would be a good move on them. That would be a hell of a good move on them. Let's see what happens. I mean, there's March is the trade deadline, or has it been extended now because of what's going on?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I'd have to look into that.
Might be the end of March now. Anyways, whatever.
Okay. Let's just go with one last thing, I guess. Two things. We'll do a quick one. Kucherov's coming back. I don't know what we have to talk about. They're going to be beast. Tampa Bay's already first in the NHL with no Kucherov. You're talking about adding back a top 3 player. Oh my God. They're going to be nasty. I don't think we have to talk about that. And then the last thing is the Leafs dropped Richie.
I think,
did he clear waivers?
Yes.
As of today, right now?
Yes. He's going to be on the taxi squad, but he's already back in the lineup because Marner and Engvall are on the COVID protocol. So I think he's playing tomorrow night. But I think the thought process behind it is if they can make a trade, they'll make a trade. But the fact of the matter is they need depth. And when the playoffs start, there's no cap. They can activate him. You know what I mean? I think that was the whole process, is just to put him in a taxi squad because, and commented on it the other day. I just saw the article, and the article states that they did it to free up cap space.
And with just putting this out there too, this is something that nobody even knew was a thing.
I didn't know.
Is this because of what's happening with the pandemic?
So. I think so, because originally they didn't have the taxi squad this year.
Yeah.
You know, they went back to normal, but now they are reintroducing the taxi squad because of all the players that are coming in and out of protocol.
Do you know anything about the taxi squad? Sorry, I don't mean to put you on the spot.
I don't. I really don't
wonder
know
how much you can carry. Like, it's probably like 2 forwards, a defenseman, and a goalie or something.
I think so. I think so. You know, not a lot of details have come out about it, but it's definitely an effective way of, you know, freeing up cap space.
Yeah, I mean, how much did they free up by putting him there?
2.5.
They free up 2.5. Yeah,
freed up 2.5
the comment that me and Bargo both made, well, I don't even know if he did actually, sorry, but I did for sure, was that I knew nobody was going to take Richie. No one's paying him that much after seeing what he's done so far this season. Nobody was going to pick that waiver up.
No, Bargo made the comment of, I thought you guys said that he was good.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. There was no reason for us to come into this season expecting him to be as bad as he was. There was no reason at all.
And it's always a risk. You don't know if he's going to turn out great or not. I mean, I'm going to be honest right now. I never heard anything about Bunting. I didn't know who Bunting was.
None of us.
We knew Kasha.
I knew Camp.
Camp, I really didn't know too much about. Yeah, but look what happened. Look what turned out. I mean, it's been great. You know, with a lot of those guys.
And Kerfoot too. Kerfoot has been really good.
Kerfoot's been pretty consistent. But you know what? With Kerfoot, like, you put him on a line, you keep him there. You know, it's going to build some chemistry, build some consistency. He's going to do his job. He's going to hustle. I mean, last year, he went from first line to second line to third line. He was playing all over the lineup, up and down the lineup. Like, how are you going to be able to?
Him and Nylander is a nice combo.
Yeah.
That line is really good. I don't know if they're still playing it, but.
No, don't even, like, yeah, Nylander, Kerfoot's playing great. I'm going to say Tavares has been playing great, too.
Yeah, Tavares has been great, too.
They've all been playing great.
Matthews, Riley, Brody has been really good the last couple of games.
Brody's been.
Mikheyev came back hot. I mean, he did
3 goals in the last 2 games.
He did shoot the puck 10 feet away from the net and get a goal somehow. But I mean,
3 goals in the last 2 games.
Yeah, and good for him. I think he's only played 4 games, right, total.
He never. He was played the preseason and then he got injured.
Yeah, but I'm saying
2 games.
Only 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was 4. Oh, okay.
3 goals in 2 games.
Oh, that's what you said? I thought you said 3 goals in the last 2 games. Oh, okay.
But that's all that's all he's played. 2 games.
Yeah.
I mean, like, they've matured and they're playing better, and they're, you know, I think the only 2 people who have taken a bit of a dip is Muzzin and Hall. And, you know, if they could do something to maybe possibly tweak with that, you know, who knows? Who knows what can happen? And, you know, Campbell's probably been the biggest surprise. Like, who would have thought? You know, he's like halfway through the season and he's one of the best scorers in the friggin' league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's amazing, man. It's amazing. And, you know, it's so funny because I'm arguing with people, not really arguing, just, you know, making my own points on Facebook, looking at some of these articles and them talking about how trade Campbell, trade Mrazek, oh, they should have kept Hyman, blah, blah, blah. Who the heck is Bunting? Like, you know, you thought that they were
Hyman's output is because of the environment. You play with Draisaitl and McDavid, you're gonna look like a stud. I'm not saying that he's bad, okay, but like I don't even feel like this is a conversation. This shouldn't even be a conversation. If he was on the Leafs, he would be doing half as good as he is right now with Connor McDavid. And look where Edmonton is right now. He's a 0 factor for them in what they need. They needed physicality and they needed defense, and he brought none of it to them. He scored a bunch of goals.
He's a good player. His work ethic is unbelievable. But when I look at it and I'm comparing it to Bunting, Bunting is what, 6'8", 6, 7 years younger than
Bunting
Hyman,
is a lot of talent hidden.
and he's getting as many points as Hyman. He's doing the exact same things, and he's being a pest.
And he can skate.
You know what I mean? Like, anyway.
Anyways,
we don't
yeah,
need to get into that.
We don't need to get into that, but I agree. That's all I have. Do you have anything?
Okay. I got one thing, and it's not really hockey related, but Insigne to TFC. That's all I got to say.
Hey,
I know this is a hockey thing, and not a lot of people are going to understand that, but you will tomorrow. And
all right,
this is probably not going to go up until tomorrow anyway.
Yeah, it is tomorrow. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let Caps know that you like the Italian soccer team. All right.